Welcome back to Lucore Automotive Services. Today's going to be a kind of a short and sweet one. Thought I would talk about the VLOM issues and the displacement on demand issues we were having with this 27 Yukon XL. As it turns out, it did have a bent pushrod, as you saw in the last video on it, but we also found a couple other things that were needed addressed, and we have since taken care of those. We have not done any valve lifter changes or any major engine teardown on this other than replacing the pushrod. And I'll explain to you why here in just a minute. Basically, this is a complicated system. It's got a lot of known issues, and we're probably going to be seeing a lot more of them in this shop. And we'll most likely be doing a lot of teardowns and AFM deletes because the systems are failing at a pretty high rate. Bringing this video out there really kind of gave us some good insight from some people out there in the field at the dealerships. I actually was able to speak with a couple technicians that are working on this in the dealership world, and they're having problems getting the VLOM the upper intake manifolds that control these. They're having problems getting other parts. They're not able to fix these. And with the unavailable VLOM component, I decided it's not really worth going into this engine right now. After doing the push rod, repairing the bent push rod, clearing my codes, test driving it, everything has felt great for the last 200 miles. Now with that said, I am running a dongle that deletes my AFM, and it runs perfect. So the owner has decided to just run it like this for now. If it ends up having an engine failure, he was looking at a complete engine teardown anyway. With the miles that are on this vehicle, 160,000 miles, the proper repair was going to be a full engine removal from the vehicle and a full engine teardown with complete gasket replacement, camshaft replacement, lifters, push rods, and then a retune to tune the V4 mode out of the car. It's not a small job. I mean, you're talking a solid $6,000 job to fix this issue. These dongles are a couple $100. Range makes a really good quality one. There's other people out there that make them. It shuts the V4 off, and I have spoken to several people that as soon as they bought these trucks, they put one of these on it, and they've been driving them ever since with zero issues. So the theory is we're going to drive this truck and see if it fails. I mean, why not? I'm interested to see what's going to happen to it, because I've been driving for the last 200 miles and it's performed flawlessly. The theory is if the lifter never collapses, it can't get locked in the stuck collapsed position. At any rate, we did do a couple other things to this truck while it was here. It did have a P430 code, P0430 code for catalyst efficiency, to which I didn't see any issues with it, so I put a rear O2 sensor in it, and that seems to have solved that engine code. It also had a P2101, which is a throttle body performance code. So a new throttle body was installed. It was relearned, and again, the last 200 miles, this truck has been performing flawlessly. At any rate, tell us what you guys are seeing out there in the field with the VLOM systems, the AFM, displacement on demand, whatever you want to call it. I'm particularly, it's hard to say, interested in the GM 5.3s, the 17 up model. Actually, I guess it's the 15 up, I think is when the changeover went to the LT. So, I don't know, I'm interested to see the feedback that you guys are seeing out there. We know there's a high failure rate because the parts are on national back order. I don't know how high the failure rate is because they made millions of these things. So the big question becomes, you know, is it 1% of the trucks, 5% of the trucks, 10% of the trucks that are having this problem? It's an interesting thing to find out the facts behind. At any rate, with that, hopefully this is something that creates some conversations. I look forward to getting the feedback from you guys and what you're seeing out there in the field. I'm also looking for information on who has the best delete for this system, because that seems to be the most viable option to really make these trucks last, aside from just doing a you know, one of these things that are a couple $100. But these things are looking like a good temporary solution. At any rate, thanks for watching. Click like, subscribe, leave us a comment below. We have a very busy next couple weeks going on. We've got some big things happening here in the shop. We appreciate you guys for coming along for the ride on the bits we do on these cars, and for bringing us your cars to work on, because without you guys, we wouldn't have anything to film, because we'd be busy working other jobs. At any rate, you guys have a safe day. We'll see you soon.